What's up, guys? It's been a while. A lot of stuff has been going on, but in the theme of Christmas, because Christmas is coming up. It's December already. It's a little early, but you know, you can never start too early for Christmas. My tree was up since like the day after Halloween. It's kind of crazy, but it's okay. But yeah, so in the theme of Christmas, I wanted to give you guys a little fun idea for your cars that I'm sure you guys have seen around, which is these little lights that hang around your car. It's a good idea. Makes it look really nice. Don't mind the messy shop. Doing some new stuff, so I'm all around the place. But makes it look really nice. I'll give you guys a little idea. Looks way better in the dark, but you guys can tell it looks pretty sick. And this remote actually has a couple of different things that I can change it to. Maybe it's not working. I have to do it from inside the car. But yeah, so this remote, these sets of lights actually have a lot of different things that I can change it to. I think it has 8 settings. So it's pretty cool. That's one setting. Then you got little flashing ones. You got to be very careful with these because, you know, you can get pulled over for the flashing ones. I don't know about that one, but don't take my word for it. You got stuff like that. So these are LED lights, so they come in all different colors. I usually keep it on this one, just the static, just to keep it, you know, all the same color all around. I think it looks pretty cool. You know, you have that going down the highway and you see this guy coming up. It's kind of cool. I like it. A lot of people go all out with this. There's a couple guys in my school who actually have their entire car just completely wrapped in lights, which is an amazing idea and it looks really cool, but definitely takes a lot of time and a good amount of lights. So I'm gonna run you through my setup that I have going on, and feel free to steal it if you want to do a pretty bare minimum setup over here. You could also add as many as you want because they're not running off of your battery. So the lights that I got, I'll put them in the description. They're actually battery powered. So they run on 3 AA batteries. So it's this little box right here. Oh, that's hard to see. But it's that little box. And it has the 3 batteries inside of it. And it's just a function box, basically. So when you click it, it turns the lights on, you know. That's really all it does. But that's if you're not using your remote. So what I did is I kind of zip tied it to the headrest so it stays up here. And I ran my wire, because it's a pretty big wire in between the function box and the first light. The first light is only here. So I ran it through there, so that way when I'm sitting down in the driver's seat, all I have to do is reach behind me. Like I have to point the remote just behind me, and it reaches. It works perfectly. I don't even have to turn all the way around. So it's in a pretty good angle that I just reach behind me and it connects up to there. The first light goes there, so I put it where it just barely comes out of, you know, the door rubber, the door seals. I wrapped it all the way around, so it comes through here, all the way through the top. And I tried to follow this body line as best as I could. So it wraps around, comes to the front, it goes up, goes back over the same way, and then I had a little bit extra, so I wrapped it over to the other side. So it's all across the back too. And I kind of conjoined it up to the other section, and it ends right here. This is the last light. So it's pretty easy to do. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. The way that I did is I bought vinyl, like legit car wrapping vinyl. So I bought it on Amazon. It was cheap. Wasn't too expensive, but it's not like I'm wrapping my entire car. I'm only just doing these. So I took the wrap and I cut it into little strips. So I think this is I cut all of them in one of those like slide cutters that you would use for like long pieces of paper or stickers. So I cut it a foot long, and I cut it by, I think it was 2 inches. So these are like maybe an inch and a half wide, and then long, I think it was 3 or 3.5 inches. So I cut all of them, and I had a big stack. I can actually show you the rest of the stack. So once you do that, you're just left with like a lot of these. So it's just all of these little strips. So you take your lights and you run them through wherever you want. You know, you kind of eyeball it wherever you want. So I started in the front. I started at the beginning light. I knew I was gonna start there. So find your starting place and then kind of eyeball it where you want it. So wrap it on the car first without putting the vinyl, and give yourself like a rough estimate of where you're gonna end off. So I knew I was gonna end off around here, but also, you know, you have to give and take that you're also stretching these lights out. You know, the wires are pretty scrunched in when they first come through the package. So give yourself a little wiggle room. That's why I had to wrap it over to the front. When I eyeballed it, I stopped here, but I wrapped it all the way, and I still had extra to connect it to the other side. So, you know, you take your lights, you start it from the front. So you gotta know your start point, and you take it and you tack it with this vinyl. So you literally just have to take it, put the sticker right on top. It's basically a sticker. You're using a little bit of tape. Just use the vinyl as how you would regular tape. Put the vinyl on, you know, tack it down. Then you take a heat gun and then, you know, heat it up, smush it in like that with your fingers, press it in, and it should come out looking pretty good. As you can see, these are all very nicely wrapped in vinyl. They're really in there. So it's very easy to do. Like I said, you can have as many as you want because these aren't running off of your battery. This is running off of 3 AA batteries. And as you can tell from what I showed you before when the lights were off, they're pretty bright. I didn't think they were going to be as bright as they are, but they're pretty bright. I mean, they are LEDs, but I don't know. LEDs went up in the world, I guess, because these kind of took me away. I didn't think they were going to be that good. But yeah, you know, lights are pretty easy. They make your car stand out for sure. Definitely be careful with the cops, though. Don't put the flashing lights on. Keep it solid. At least for when you're driving, if you are gonna drive with these on. A couple things about the lights themselves. You know, if you have a gap like this, give yourself wiggle room. You don't know if you're gonna need to get into the engine. You know, hopefully not, but if something ever happens, you need to get in. Give yourself at least a little wiggle room by where the creases are. You never know if you're gonna need to get in there, so little wiggle room never hurt. It's gonna move around a little bit in the wind, but you're never gonna notice. In the front, layer up on the vinyl because this is your high wind. All your wind is coming straight through here. From there forward, that is all wind. So if you don't want this flapping around on the highway, or if you don't want this to somehow flip up and you're now stuck with lights on your windshield flapping around, layer up on the vinyl. Save yourself the headaches of it possibly peeling up, and put a lot of vinyl on here and just tack it down good, you know. Be careful of your door sills too. Some of these do get pretty close, so like if I were to open this, just kind of make sure that they won't accidentally get caught in there. What else? Besides that, that's really it. I mean, have fun with it. You know, it's Christmas. You're putting lights up, and more specifically, they're going on your car. It's a fun thing to do. You know, it's not one of those car things that's like annoying and time consuming. It's time consuming, but it's fun because like you're putting lights on a car. Who does that? You know. Plus, it's gonna look good at the same time. So, yeah, take these lights, 3 AA batteries in a little box. Put it up here, wrap it around, put some 3M tape, not 3M tape, some vinyl wrapping all along it. Heat up the vinyl wrap to shrink it down and, you know, layer it up in there. Give yourself wiggle room on the creases, on the gaps, you know, where things fold up, like the trunk or the doors if you're putting in the doors. If you're coming through here, put a little gap, give yourself wiggle room just like this. So things can open and not, you know, get stretched out or pinch themselves. High wind areas like this, put a lot of vinyl so that you have the least amount of risk of it wagging around and hopefully not, but flipping up and, you know, you're stuck on the side of the highway because your vinyl failed and you're stuck with it on your windshield. I made sure I put a lot because I have an hour drive every day to and from school. So I made sure that whatever speed I'm going on the highway, this is good. This is holding. It's been there for 2 days now, so I know it's pretty good. Again, give yourself a little bit of room. Vinyl, layer it up. If you want to add more, that's completely up to you. I'm actually probably going to add more to the back. I think I'm going to do another function box, but on this side of the seat. So instead of it being on that side, I'm gonna put one here. And then I think I'm gonna run it out and wrap it around the spoiler. And whatever is left, I'll probably, you know, connect it on the bottom or something. I'll figure that out, but definitely around the spoiler. I think that would be cool. And I also do believe that if you have 2 function boxes, you could run it on the same remote. So you wouldn't need to have 2 remotes. You could just point the one remote at each function box and it should work the same way. So yeah, that's about it for the lights. I'll leave everything that I put down. Both things were from Amazon. This is one full box of lights, by the way. This was 33 feet of lights, which is crazy to think that 33 feet is like that. It confused me. I thought it was gonna be like my whole car, but it's not. It's very deceiving. But if you want to do, you know, just a little section the way that I did, 33 feet is gonna last you way more than enough. They also have bigger kits too. But I'll put the one that I personally used. I'll also put the vinyl. The vinyl is obviously going to be color specific. I thought that this was the same color as this because it said on Amazon that this was the same, but obviously it's Amazon. You know, they're not going to have Subaru specific. But it's like, it's almost there. I'm not too mad at it. It's like, it's the same type of metallic, just a little bit lighter. So I'm not too mad at it. You know, you really have to, for me, you really have to look at it to notice it in the daytime. Like I like it's there, but I'm not like, oh, you know. Plus at nighttime when it really matters, you're not gonna see any of this. You're just gonna see the beautiful lights. So nobody cares. You're good. But yeah, I'll put the wrap down. And I'll put the lights that I use down. Once again, have fun with it. And Yeah, put some lights on your car. Be cool. All the cool guys have it. Put lights. It's fun. I promise. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys got any questions in the comments. I will do my best to get back to you. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day.